Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Adam from Spiritus Systems, and we're here at the 2024 SHOT Show. We just wanted to put out a video for anybody who couldn't make it out here this year, just kind of highlighting some of the products that we've come up with this year and we're presenting. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the brunch box, which, if you're familiar with our product line, you've probably seen our lunchbox pouch, which is a larger breaching pouch. This pouch is about half that size, and we made it for guys who weren't necessarily going to need quite as much load carriage, maybe weren't going to carry as big a charge or as many. It's really centered around that like assaulter, breacher kind of methodology where everyone is carrying charges and can blow certain kinds of doors. So it's got elastic loops on the outside, on the front, so you can put interior, foam strip charges on the outside of the pouch. It's got a small organizer zipper pouch right here so that you can basically stash all your small, breaching tools and implements, things like that. It does have a tie down in there in case you have to tether something. The main pouch, it's full of stuff to make it look cool, but it's Velcro line. It has tie downs in it as well. Velcro on both sides so that you can use inserts in it and keep things in there. You'll also see that there is a waist strap included with the pouch as well. So you can see this pouch right here is being worn much like our sack pouch or the lunchbox, which is in this abdominal kind of carry mode where you Velcro it underneath your plate bag or underneath your placard to attach it. But you could also wear this as a fanny pack as well. So you can essentially take it off, fold that tongue down against the back, and then you can put the waist strap on it. So if you don't want to wear it as a hanger pouch, then you can wear it as a fanny pack as well. On the back side, we have loops as well for those strip charges, for foam strip charges. So, you can stick them through the back here and retain them on the back side. This is a Velstretch material, so, you can attach that back tongue to it. So it is Velcro, and that's how that back tongue attaches. Again, you have the option to carry the charges on the front or the rear of the system. So another thing we got is this little guy right here. So if you're familiar with the spud pouch, we have this little guy, which is the little frag grenade pouch that we've made. It does have the pangolin cuts on the top of the flap. That way you can fit different items. It works really well for frag grenades, 2 sets of handcuffs, 1 set of handcuffs, 6.8 milliamp hour batteries for radios such as the MPU-5 or the Talus 148, something like that. So it's just a little two column MOLLE frag pouch. So that's something new that'll be releasing this year. Moving around to the backside, as you can see with our new profile that we've done on the brunch box, we're actually revamping our other pouches as well. So this is our big fanny sack. So we wanted to give guys a pouch that could carry a full-size pistol with a flashlight and an optic on it. So this will carry a staccato, fully kitted out, or a Glock 17, something like that, will fit inside this fanny pack. But as far as fanny packs goes, for us, it's the same as the fanny sack. It has Velcro lining, tie downs on the inside, tie downs inside here, but there is one feature that is different, and it's something that Trent from Unity Tactical asked us for many years ago. It is a zippered compartment on the back side of the pouch. So this is a flat panel, but it's very good for stashing your car keys or your wallet on the backside, so you do not have to access that main compartment where your gun is being concealed. So the big fanny sack is what we're calling it, and that's going to be available a little later this year. Let's go over there now. So this guy right here is the Thing 3. If you're familiar with our product line, you've probably seen Thing 2 or any of our other chest rigs. Maybe if you've really been around for a long time, you've seen Thing 1, but we essentially have extended our Thing 2. We've redesigned it and kind of updated some features based on feedback that we've gotten from the community. The biggest being that we've extended it to 4 columns of MOLLE. But the Thing 2, is only 3 columns of MOLLE on either side. So now you can fit GP talls, you can fit GP mediums on there, you can fit Nalgene pouches plus some other 2 column. So you can see that it has laser cut moly on the front, much like our Microfight Mark V. So you can moly on pouches, and this is a big divergence from the Thing 2, which could only accept placard style magazine carriers on the front. So now a guy can take, say 3 spud pouches and put them on the front. If you want to use AK mags, things like that, might work out a little bit better. Or if you just want to have 6 magazines on the front, something like spud pouches are going to work a little bit better. On the back side, we also have full field of moly. So you can moly pouches on either side of the wing. So you can have stuff mollied on the front or the back at the same time. And you can do that to the other side as well. So if you want to put administrative style pouches back here, or some kind of elastic mag pouch or something like that, you could do that as well. So yeah, Thing 3 can be used with these buckles or without them if you're using a chest rig. Thing 3 is going to be coming out sometime this year. Release date unknown. That will be replacing Thing 2, by the way. Coming around to the other side. So we have the med sled. This guy right here. So folded up, he kind of looks like this. Right? And so the intent behind this product is that you can put, one of our refuel kits inside of it, and then you could place this inside of any pouch that you have, right? So if you have a GP pouch or a GP medium, you can just stick that, turn it into an IFAC. You can see it kind of just rolls up, into a small little package. And then this guy can be placed inside of a pouch. You can just pull it out, open it up, and have access to all of your med kit. Some of the features of this are very similar to our placards here, our little med trays. You have a field of dots and slits in there so that you can add elastic tie-down loops, or you can, put shock cord in there if you want to get a little more specific. Something like this. In this med bag, you can see where there's shock cord used to hold smaller items. And then you can see on this guy, we have that elastic loop holding kind of bulkier items. So you can configure this however you want. It comes with a set of these and some shock cord and some cord locks, things to get you started on that. It also has these pouches here so that you can fit your flat items, your chest seals and things like that, inside of it. And the handle can be oriented either in this configuration, or you can put it on this side, kind of like this one right here, and you can orient it that way as well. So the med sled is going to be coming out very soon. On the website. And I think the last things we have are over in the cubbies. So we got a couple of weird looking guys over here, and these are pretty experimental right now. So they might change in their appearance, but we wanted to show them. Very lightweight, just low vis carriers. They have First Spear 612 on them. That way you can just mount placards and things like that to the outside. So this is a covert cut version. And then you can see this one is more of a sappy cut, traditional version on it. So yeah, this, again, early prototype phase, so don't have a release date on it. It may change some as well, but yeah, so that's it, man. That's really all we have this year as far as new products go. This year is going to be a big R&D kind of year for us, so you'll probably be seeing a lot more from us next year. I'm joined today by Alex from Stoic Conditioning, and we are going to talk a little bit about their company, what they do, their purpose, all of that. So the first question I guess I have for you is, what is Stoic?
So Stoic is an online training app that we built specifically to guide people and help people train for military selection cycles. On top of that, we also have people who are potentially not aiming for a military selection cycle in particular, but they still want to have their fitness all year round. We have a lot of cycles that cater for that as well. So we kind of have that, people aiming for military selection cycles, and then people who are just wanting to maintain their fitness and build on their fitness all year round.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, so I use the app, and I discovered you guys a long time ago, and what was interesting to me was that they were curating programs for guys who are trying to attend selection, or even guys who have already been through the pipeline to maintain fitness.
Yeah.
So there's you have different selection types in the UK.
Yeah.
That's where you guys are based out of, and that's where they started focusing. So you have Royal Marine Commandos, UKSF, your para-regiment stuff. So they have different programs for all of that. But the magic is really in the data that you guys have collected on people who have been through those programs.
Yeah.
Right?
So
how does that help you?
So that helps guide our training and basically helps reinform our original needs analysis.
Okay.
So, we do a needs analysis for any selection program that we've written.
Sure.
We'll talk to guys who are not only going through it, but have been through it, maybe like even 2 years post reflecting on it. But also we try and look at the guys who are like taking the training cadres and cadres and stuff like that, getting feedback directly from them about what they find a lot of candidates are deficient in. And then we can build that into the cycle. And then the data that we're getting from people who, are going through the app, putting in their data, and we can see that in the back. All of the data is not linked to people, so our app is completely security based.
Right?
But all of that reinforms how we write and how we build out the training cycles for each individual unit.
Because anybody could make an app that, I can make up workouts and then build an app that you just replicate what I did and put your reps in or whatever, and it tracks it. But what I don't have is that information that you're comparing me to in my testing piece of it.
We're constantly evolving. That's one of the key things. I mean, we live in an age of AI where you can write me a selection cycle into AI and it will spit something out that you can follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
But is it going to be good for you? Is it going to be good particularly, where are they getting that data from as well? Whereas everything that we design is based off of the needs analysis of the exact person, the exact avatar that's going through selection, and what we want them to actually evolve into after selection, rather than just, coming out the back of UKSF and having buggered knees and a busted back and stuff like that. We want to try and exceed their expectations for that as well.
Well, until they come out the other side, not only victorious, but also still in good shape.
Yeah,
they're not broken from the experience.
That's it. Yeah.
So how does it work in practice then? So we kind of talked about, the idea is help guys with prep. And then help them get through. Mm-hmm. But when it actually comes to, hey, I want to do it, what do they do?
So when they sign up, you'll be presented with a screen where you basically select your goal.
Okay.
And that will go through a big onboarding process as well, just showing you around the app and showing you how to get the best out of the app as well.
Okay.
And then what we always suggest people do is start with a test. If you're not testing, you're just guessing. So you got to go through the test, and the testing process will actually help inform the app as well. So especially when it comes to all the mobility that's built in the back end. If you've done the testing, it will be bespoke to you and your needs.
Okay.
But it will also give you a good anchor point to start from, to be like, so we break it down into strength, conditioning, and mobility markers, and you'll have a red, amber, green indication on that compared to all the metrics that we've collected. So say you're green in strength, but you're red in conditioning and say amber in mobility. It's you probably don't need to run the strength cycle. You could probably benefit more from being an all-round athlete by running the conditioning and focusing on your mobility.
So your conditioning cycle would still maintain my strength.
Absolutely.
But it would be progressing my stamina and conditioning.
That's it. So we've got our kind of strength-biased cycle and our conditioning biased cycle. We call them biased because we never like to split, especially for our population, our demographic, and who we're aiming to work with. Strength and conditioning need to be combined. If you're just a strong unit, then you can't run with that mass. But equally, if you're built like a racing snake, but you're not strong enough to shift load, then
you're not going to be able to.
You're not going to be useful.
And so when I have my goal set, which I'll admit, I did it the first time I ran through a cycle. I didn't do the testing at all, which was a mistake. It was a huge mistake because I was basically just using the app for basically just track and exercise when I could just do that myself. The thing I was missing out was on the goal. So having the goal basically is going to show me comparatively, based on the information you've collected, where I stand with what we would consider to be, am I going to succeed or not? Based on what I'm telling that. Which I think is cool because every other app out there is basically it's just a tracker.
Yeah.
It really is. At the end of the day, it's just a tracker.
Just do this and hopefully you make it. Whereas we've collected a lot of the data of successful candidates on all different courses, put that into our algorithm, put that into our testing algorithm. So the data that you're actually getting out of our testing process, if you are greenlit physically, then you're probably going to be successful from a physical point of view, but selection is more.
Yeah, you can't test the mindset.
Exactly.
In that,
but one of the biggest things we say is if you're going into a selection process just hyper-focused on the physical side of things, you're probably going to fail.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you need to have that level of physicality to then not worry about it, to then focus on all the psychological aspects and the mental aspects.
Of course, when you're tired, if you're being asked to run some more, but running is not really a thing that phases you, you're probably going to be able to make it.
It's very unforgiving on things like that.
And it affects your mental state if you're hurting. So another thing I noticed was the cycles focus on kind of, I would say, more traditional lifting methodology, like the big lifts, presses, squatting, deadlifts, that. Can you kind of just tell us your background and kind of why it's programmed that way?
So we always say the basics never go out of fashion.
Sure.
If you're ingraining fundamental movement patterns, layering on the conditioning on top of solid foundations, you're always going to be successful. A lot of the strength and conditioning industry, a lot of the fitness industry is very fad-based. It's like, I want to change program every week. I want to change, I don't want to do the same thing ever again. And it's like, that works for a certain demographic, but for our guys who need the persistence and the tenacity of adaptation in their body over a long period of time to callous their body to certain movement patterns, that's where we're going to be hitting like the big movement patterns. All of the volume is curated so that you're not going in and out, like straying in and out of that recovery.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it just builds as well. We have like a linear conjugated approach to our programming where everything will linearly increase. So you're always going to be doing more at the end of a cycle than you are at the beginning. But within that, we have like slight fluctuations, like month to month, week to week.
So you might notice a rep range changing or weight changing or something like that.
Or a particular movement might change, but the movement pattern stays the same.
The same. Okay. So another thing that I really like about you guys is you're not just in the UK anymore. You're trying to expand your, your curriculum or your programs to the US now. So what are some of the new programs that the US market could be looking at?
Yeah, so we have 5 new programs that we just launched today, actually. So really excited to get it out and start helping the US market. We work with a lot of guys in the past based off of our original systems and like the UKSF programming, and we had a lot of guys who were going for SF selection and SFOD and ODD and stuff like that come to us and run that cycle successfully, but we wanted to really get over here and kind of work with guys that were going through that, work with the training teams over here and build out something specific for those courses.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're all kind of different.
Yeah, exactly. There's like slight nuances between from program to program.
Yeah, absolutely.
Physically, you're still going to be needing to be robust. You still need a good engine. You still need good strength. But the nuances from training someone from MARSOC, from training someone for SFAS is going to be slightly different.
It's going to be different. I mean, a lot of, movement patterns, and just like if I'm expected to swim a lot versus I'm expected to ruck march more.
Yeah, exactly.
It is different. I mean, there's different. You may be the best at rucking, but not be able to swim at all.
That's it. There's so many people that fail on such minutia in terms of their selection process that they might have overlooked. They're going through a swim-based selection process, but they haven't paid homage to the fact that they need to improve that skill. Whereas we build that into the app, where it's this is all volume controlled. You're going to be periodized throughout your entire 16-week training cycle, and at the end of it, you're going to have enough pool time, but enough strength time and conditioning time outside of that to be a good package.
Well, military is not the only customer for this. You have other cycles. You have what do you call it? The wellness or
our health and longevity approach.
Health and longevity. So that if you're out there and what I would recommend is if you're interested in this. I know a lot of guys contact us and talk about, hey, I'm struggling to get back into it or whatever. I really think it's a good place to start. There's a lot of information, but there's demonstrative videos for the exercise movements, so you're not just trying to guess on the proper way to do something. But I really do. If you stick to a cycle, and you just go for it, you do your testing, and you go from beginning to end of that cycle, you're going to be unrecognizable at the end of it, as far as your strength, endurance, and then also just how you feel about yourself physically, because it's real work doing the cycle. It is, again, back to that traditional, movements and just putting in the work and showing up. And what I really enjoyed about it was there was not so much variation every day that, some cycles I've done, it's like every single day and every week is different, and it takes up valuable time that I'm trying to remember how to do some different kind of squat or something, which keeps things kind of interesting, but also I feel like it kind of burns me out too, because I start dreading that next day's cycle, because I know it has all these exercises I haven't done in a while.
And it's really hard to actually track your progress at that point as well. If your movements are always changing, how do you know if you're actually getting better at that particular movement unless you've trained it for a couple of weeks in a row? If you're going from like a front squat to a back squat, well, it's the same movement pattern, but they are different, and the weights that you're going to be using are different. So how do you know if you're improving one by training the other? And
I can tell they're different, because I definitely cannot front squat as much as I can back squat. So that's true. So you guys also do protein.
We do. So
it's delicious.
Another facet that we're building into is we're developing all of our services to kind of cater to that particular avatar. That person that we really want to see successful, not just on a course, but successful in their health, longevity, and their career length as well. So with all of that, what we're building in the background is laboratory testing twinned with supplementation that's specific to the person. So we've just released last year a Stoic whey protein, which is kind of very much like in our niche, or very much in our brand, where it's like you everything that you need and nothing that you don't. We very minimalist in our approach to things like that. Don't put any fillers in it if it's not needed.
100%. But it's so good. I'm serious. Like, I ordered it, and now I ordered it because I was like, I like the Stoic guys, but now I've reordered because it doesn't taste bad. I mean, there's a lot of protein out there where I'm like, this is really gross. And, that's good. You guys also do really actually kind of high-end apparel stuff too, if you're interested. You get the app, and now you're being very stoic in the gym. They have actually really nice apparel too, like your sweatshirt is like premium. There we go, a close-up shot of it. But so you have a gym. Can you talk about the gym some?
So at the moment we have a facility which is more of a studio, but we have a gym in it. So that's where we do all of our human performance research, and we get people in and do all the testing in there. But that's a lot of the production side of stuff happens out of there. We are looking at expanding in the future, so we have our eyes set on a big expansion this year. We've got a couple of things in
that's exciting.
The pipeline, which is going to be good.
I'm excited because it seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the approach you're taking really is understanding the data, and not just kind of. I think there's a lot of dogma in fitness. A guy will tell you, what did Sam say? He said, drink a pint and eat chips every night before you go on the long walk. And it's like, well, that's just like, it's dogma. It's not real. It's just something somebody said.
Hand-me-down advice.
But you guys are actually kind of creating a human performance ecosystem with supplementation, guidance, the trackability, goal setting, things like that, which is all pretty cool.
One of my my biggest background coming into this is I've always wanted to cut through all the bullshit in the fitness industry. There is so much out there that, there's so much out there, so much information out there that it's hyper confusing for people.
Everywhere.
And it just leads people off the proven tracks of
hard work,
nailing the basics and doing the hard work.
And that's really the end state is you have to show up and do it every day, or else it's not going to do anything.
The bar's not going to lift itself.
It's there though if you do it every day.
Exactly.
So you have the Rangers. So you have RASP selection, you have SF selection,
MARSOC,
MARSOC,
USFO, DD.
And then if you're going to take the long walk on that special operations side, all have curated programs now on the app. So not just in the UK anymore. If you're in the US and you're looking at those organizations, I recommend signing up. I appreciate it, man.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
Disco 3.2, we're here with like most of our combo equipment is what we sell. Our most special thing or unique thing that we sell is the discus. This is designed originally and put together by our boss, Josh, our CEO. He made this in his garage. So here you can see it plugs into a U94 connector, and it plugs in line with their PTTs for a standard radio PTT. So like, plug it in here, you plug in your headset here, then with this, you're able to hear the radio traffic from your radio and also Bluetooth it to your phone so that you have both capabilities and are able to use both devices. It's unique to us. We're the only one on the market. There are some fakes out there, but they are not as quality as ours. With the rest of Disco, we also sell PTTs for everything from your standard issue 6-pin NATO radios, different lengths for all our PTTs. 6-pin, straight standard for your PRC 148s, 152s, any mil specs. We also sell them. For your little personal handheld radios, like the Baofangs, Hyteras, all the ones that everybody's using nowadays on their personal gear. We also sell them for any type of police radios, the APXs, XTSs, pretty much any Motorola and Kenwoods that you guys would find. Along with that, we sell the blade antennas. This is our 13-inch model. Here on our 148, we have the 45-inch or long whip, so we also sell those. We sell our relocation cables. So this is our shorter model, about 13 inches. We sell these, so if you want to relocate any of your antennas from your radios to a different part of your kit, we sell plenty of these with all the adapters for all the appropriate radios. We're also an ops core distributor, so we also sell all the ops core helmets, the SF fast bump helmets, and we sell the ops core amps headsets. So if you want a headset, or excuse me, you want a helmet and a headset, we're the place to go because we can give you both. Not only do we sell the ops core amps headsets, we sell the Peltors as well from 3M. So the Comtacs everybody's familiar with. These are the Comtac 6s. So, and these are attached to our gas mask adapters. So you plug them in line with your gas mask adapter and then plug it into your variant on your gas mask to utilize the microphone. And then we also sell, we don't sell bourbon, but we sell auto headsets as well. These are becoming some popular with some of the law enforcement agencies. Same thing, they come with the arc rail adapters, so you can attach them to your helmet, boom mic, and then down leads as needed, single or dual. Of course, we have our swag on our website that you would like. Pick t-shirts and stickers. Please just go to disco32.com and follow us on Instagram at disco32 and let us know what you guys think.